alert level system has expanded beyond Metro Manila to cover other industrial hubs and urban centers. Business reopenings are now hinged on vaccinations. In the services sector, staff should be fully immunized. The same with customers. So is a vaccine now a requirement for employment? Let's set the record straight with Labor Secretary Silvestre Bello. Secretary Bello, maraming salamat po for joining us. Please clarify with us, is the alert level system implemented by the IATF a basis not to pay and even terminate unvaccinated employees?
No, that is not correct, Rico. There is no resolution of the IATF.
So there's no resolution by the IATF because at this point, there's really no legal basis for mandatory COVID-19 vaccination for all workers, Secretary.
Yeah. The premise is that there is no mandatory vaccination of workers. In the case of workers in the restaurant industry, where workers in the restaurant should be vaccinated in order to allow the restaurant to operate in the case of al fresco with a capacity of 50% or more, provided that the workers are vaccinated. That's the requirement.
Bakit po lumalabas itong mga statements na ito na everyone has to be vaccinated, if they are not unvaccinated, that they cannot enter the workplace with vaccinated employees? Nagkaroon pa po ng misinformation po dito regarding yung policy po ng IATF.
You are correct there, Rico. That is a case of misinformation. There is no such thing as mandatory vaccination. There is no law which requires everybody, including workers, to be vaccinated. It is only a resolution of the IATF which requires that restaurants, in operating a restaurant, you have to have your workers vaccinated. That's the only place or the only instance where vaccination is required of the workers. Otherwise, there is no law which requires everybody, including workers, to be vaccinated.
But in your view, Secretary Bello, going forward, should it be mandatory for all employees to be vaccinated?
No, that's not my view. In fact, I said there is no law which requires everybody, including workers, to be vaccinated. We are in a democratic country, I said, and everybody is entitled to a freedom of choice, and therefore you cannot compel anybody to be vaccinated unless there is a law that will require everybody to be vaccinated.
Because you also have to take into consideration, Secretary Bello, that most workers are willing to be vaccinated, but right now we still have a tight vaccine supply, and the slow distribution is also preventing some employees from getting themselves immunized.
That's correct. That's another additional argument that mass vaccination should not be mandatory. Because aside from the fact that there is no law which requires vaccination, we have to realize that there is also a irregular supply of vaccine.
Thank you so much, Secretary Bello, for clarifying this on the final word. Department of Labor and Employment Secretary Silvestre Bello.